So, I got a problem. And I think it's one you can relate to too. So I'm gonna show you. It's not the dog. The dog's fine. No. This is what my garage looks like. Messy, boring, not super useful. The bike lives up against this wall. That's not an oil spill from the bike. That's just where I had the mower. It was tilted up, the whole thing. But that'll get cleaned up. Bike will be pushed more this way. But this is where the bike lives. Now this whole wall, I think, would be like a perfect like studio backdrop for, doing videos and stuff. So we're gonna turn it into that. And we're gonna start it today with those black panels right there. I'll roll a clip real quick of what my gaming setup looks like down in the basement. Me and my wife, we have perfectly parallel like gaming setups. Mine has a little bit more like decoration. So hopefully, you're seeing that right now. But I've got some leftover of this, which Rhino decided he wants to, stand on right now for some reason. But that's just garbage. Like, I'm not gonna use that piece for anything. But I have more of that coming to go on this wall right here. I think it'll probably go until like right there. And then we'll do like some like wood like paneling, some cool looking like wood stripping to go up at the very top. But I think like the green like fake like grass wall right there in the middle, and then these black panels directly behind the bike. That way the bike like completely like stands out and pops off of the backdrop. So that's what we're gonna do. I don't have a ton of plans for it. The only materials that I have right now are those 4 black panels, and I'm hoping that I have enough, but we'll just take them from left to right. If I need to get a couple more, I'll get a couple more. Not the end of the world. But right now, we're gonna take bite-sized chunks out of this project. So right now, we are going to get those black panels attached to the wall with just some adhesive hook and loop. Not Velcro, hook and loop. They're 2 very different things. So we are, where did I put the hook and loop? There it is. Actually, first, let me get the bike out of the way. Rhino, what do you think? Do you agree? You agree? Sit if you agree. Sit. Sit. I know the ground's cold. You goofball. All right, let's get the bike out of the way first, which will be super easy to do because she's on the stand. That'll work. Watch out, buddy. Yeah, this won't be hard at all. There's the scissors. So I am gonna go ahead and cut these ones up just because I don't have that many of them, and this will be plenty to stick them to where I need them to go. So I'm gonna show you guys me putting up one of these completely, and then I think I'll just tackle the other 3 off camera, just because, you guys don't need to see that whole process. Just the important part. One of them. If you see me do it once, you know exactly what the other 3 are gonna be like. So this is the one that's done. It's got the adhesive just in 5 spots. But we're gonna quick just kind of space it out and see if this even works. 4 panels, and they'll be raised up off the ground a little bit too. So they're gonna extend even higher up. Just those 4 panels behind the bike is gonna make the bike like completely pop out from the wall. So I think it's gonna be really cool. We'll get this one installed here real quick. Make sure that it just sticks in place. Stick that middle one first. I know, watch out, buddy. Thought for sure I had a level over here, but I do not. So I'll be right back. I'm gonna go grab my phone. We'll let the dog outside though real quick. Rhino, you hungry? Sit. Speak. Roof. Safe to say he's hungry. Break out the old measure app on the iPhone. And we are level. Not sure if you guys can see that, but we're level. It's not perfect, but it's good enough. Good enough for me. And I'm not worried about these panels being 100%, attached to the wall the entire way down. I just want them mostly attached to the wall. So I am going to go prep the other 3 panels. I'm gonna do that inside because my hands are freezing out here right now. It's like, I don't know, like 13 degrees outside, way less than that with wind chill, but here in the garage it's probably, I don't know, 20, 25 degrees. So my hands are a little cold, even just from being out here for 10 minutes. So I'm gonna go prep the other 3 panels inside, and then I'll bring them out here and we'll attach them to the wall together. We'll move the bike back in front. And then for me, I'm gonna have to wait a few days for the, the green panels to come in and whatnot. For you guys, it'll be the same video. But I'm gonna go prep the other panels. Be right back. All right, we're back. Got all the other ones prepped. As you can see, it is cold. My wife just went to the gas station. That's why the garage door is open. But we'll get these other 3 panels put up. We'll get the bike in front of it so you guys can see what that looks like. And like I said, then I don't have my watch on, but then I have to wait for everything else to come in. For you guys, it'll just be the rest of the video. If you're on TikTok, this will probably be in different parts. So this will be part 1 of the garage upgrade. So yeah, let's get these up and then we'll get the bike in front of it. I can already tell I'm gonna need to throw screws in these, but that'll be, like I said, super easy to do. I'll probably just throw screws in like the corners. This is also not what these tiles are made for. These are actually for like drop ceiling, pretty much. But I found them and used them for my gaming setup. I just had a few left over and figured this would be the kind of the perfect place to use them and get the effect that I want to go for. Also, these don't need to be perfectly lined up at the top either, because the like fake grass or like green wall panels are going to slightly cover this anyways. Like they're gonna come down and go over this piece here at the top. But yeah, that is that. Let's put the bike in front of it and see how it looks. Get my front tire right on the edge of that oil spot there. Bring her back just a touch. Probably center it just a little bit. There we go. Yeah, that is gonna be really cool, especially, with this top section being like the grass. I'm gonna have a helmet hanger and a jacket hanger right here, a helmet hanger and a jacket hanger right here. At least I think. That's kind of my rough idea right now. But yeah, I think this is pretty cool. Like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and throw some screws in those. I've already got holes pre-drilled in them, like throughout the pieces. But this turned out pretty good. Quick little, 20-minute total project for this part anyways. Yeah, thanks for, watching part 1. Now I just have to wait for the rest of the stuff to come in. So appreciate you guys watching. Stay tuned for the next part. See you. And we're back. It's been 3 days. It's gotten colder than last time, but we're back. There's a dog at the door. You guys want to see the dog? There's proof. There's a dog at the door. Rhino, tilt that head. just kidding. It's not that cold outside. At least not that cold for here. It is about, I don't know, 30, 35 degrees outside. So not very cold for a Midwest, South Dakota winter. But we got the green wall pieces. I got some like wood pieces for like the top half of it. I think I'm also gonna do like some hanging lights, just to give like depth to the background type deal. But right now we are gonna get this green wall installed. Also, I have a really cool bike mat to go under the bike. Has my name on it and everything. Perfectly like color matches the bike, you know, red, black, and white a little bit. So we're gonna get that put down so that the bike has a permanent home and it's up off the, you know, the concrete floor. Can't have the bike getting cold, you know. But yeah, we're gonna get all of that installed today. I don't have the like the gear hangers or the neon sign that I think I'm going to get eventually. That kind of stuff will come with time as I make it a little bit better here and there. But let's get this installed. There it is. All right, video's over. I'm kidding. So here is our green wall. That's kind of like the material that it's gonna be. It doesn't have to be super fancy, like it's just gonna be a backdrop, right? But I went with one that I think, you know, the color would really like pop out from behind the bike type deal. Green isn't the perfect complementary color to red. The real complementary color to red is like a cyan type color for all you like graphic design and photography nerds out there. But green still looks pretty good. And I think green paired with like the natural wood tones and the black background is gonna be really cool. So let's get this unwrapped. That's a lot of wrap. That was also really satisfying. So this is gonna be like the backdrop for the bike. I'm gonna have to obviously like fluff it up a little bit and make it, you know, look a little bit better than when it, you know, does in the packaging. I think this is gonna be really cool. And then where we mount like gear behind it and everything, that's gonna be super easy. Just basically like notch out a section, mount that like gear bracket to the wall back behind, and then kind of go from there. So we're gonna measure out exactly how long of a section of this we need, and then we'll get it mounted. All right, so got our handy dandy measuring tape. I want the green to perfectly line up with the black portion of the background. I think that'll just make it look best. It'll be the most uniform. So we're gonna measure exactly how long these black pieces are here. So we're at 5 foot right there. Plus another 3 foot. So we are almost exactly 8 feet long. It is 1 inch less than 8 feet. So 7 feet, 11 inches. I don't know what that translates to in metric. Yeah, we are at 7 foot, 11 inches. Hang on, let me show you guys what I'm thinking about here. So obviously, you know, 7 feet, 11 inches wide, right? But how tall do we want this piece to be? Like, do we want it to just, you know, stay this length? I think that's kind of perfect. But let's see exactly how long that is. So that is exactly 4 foot long, you know, because it basically ends like right there. So 4 foot long. How tall are we thinking? Ooh, that might be too tall. So with that being 4 feet long, it would basically go from there all the way to right there. So the actual like backdrop, it would be green from here to here. Well, regardless, let's get it cut down to 8 feet in length, and then we'll kind of go from there. So we'll get this sucker cut down. I'm gonna put you guys on my handy dandy garbage can tripod here. Just in case you guys didn't know, this is my little mini tripod that I'm constantly like moving you guys around. It's by iFootage. I have had this thing for, I don't know, probably 10-ish years. But it's like a little sheath. So the piece that you guys are attached to, the little tripod mount, just goes right down in there. You can get a monopod to come up and out of this to hold like lighting, things like that. Or you can use it like I'm using it right now, just as a little like mini tripod. So if you want that, link is in the description. Full transparency, I get a little bit of kickback if you buy anything off of any of the links down below. All right. Get that out of the way. Where are my skizzers? I think they might be inside, but you know what will make work instead? Tin snips. Tin snips make the world go round. Actually, these are more like edge cutters, but same thing. We are going to kind of flip this over here a little bit because what we're actually going to be cutting is like these little like rubber like grid pieces on the back of it itself. So we'll flip this over. So again, we want 7 feet, 11 inches. So we need 1 more foot. That was unfortunate. We need to go this way. That should be plenty. So we want 7 feet, 11 inches from edge to edge. So we're gonna go right there. Actually, that's gonna end up being completely perfect. I might not even have to cut anything because the corners or the edges of each of these squares are basically like attached together with like little just like push pin mounting systems. Yeah, I don't even have to cut anything. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I talked up my tin snips and everything too. Dang it. The interesting part though is going to be actually like installing it. I might end up just hanging it for right now, like off of these mounting pieces right here, and then further securing it down the road, just because I don't have the mounting hardware that I need, which obviously for that I can just run to the store, go get it, come back, and so on. But I don't really feel like doing that today. This video does need to go out tomorrow. Again, holding myself fully accountable. Today is Thursday, January 8th. This video needs to go live no later than January 10th. Ideally, I want it out tomorrow, Friday, January 9th, and kind of stick to that schedule of putting videos out every Friday for the entire year of 2026. I think that would be really cool to have, you know, by the end of the year, have 52 videos completed just by putting out 1 video every Friday. I think that's a pretty cool goal to set for myself, and I think it's pretty achievable too. I just have to, you know, put myself first. Sometimes life gives you other obligations, but it is also very important to put your priorities first and your dreams and aspirations and all that good stuff. So wisdom with reality. There we go. We'll make a new video series. How about that? I'm kidding. We're not going to do that. Well, we might. Who knows? I've had a pretty interesting life so far. So, yeah, let's try and get this up on the wall. Get my little giant ladder. Full transparency, I was going to like get this over here and get it all like set up and ready for me to get up on the ladder and put it up and screw it in, make it all look super easy. But that's not what you guys are here to see. You guys are here to see the struggle and what it's really like to do, you know, a garage makeover or upgrade like this. So yeah, get ready to watch me struggle. My discomfort is your enjoyment, so enjoy. I'll put you over here. Get over there. That'll work. I need at least a few screws. I don't know about you guys. I've got a few screws loose, but I do have a few screws to use. So we'll get these put where they need to go. Let's give it a shot. All right, so the hardest part, I think, is going to be like getting it started and making sure that like it roughly lines up with where we want it to. And I'm just gonna use this bottom one as like a guide. So we're gonna let that sit right where it's at. And we're just gonna mount this side one over here. All right, so that's in. Now let's get one of the top ones in. For this one, I have to go up just a little bit taller on the ladder. I'm also gonna be talking to you guys with a couple screws in my mouth. That looks pretty good. I am confident that that is not exactly where I wanted it to go, but it takes up some of the weight. I can already tell this is gonna be pretty slick, but I don't really have a way to attach this side over here. Like at least not an easy method of attaching it. Might have to get creative with some fasteners as far as that goes. We'll figure that out when we get there. We're gonna just throw a screw in over here. I just want it there to like hold. Does this even look remotely good on camera? Yeah, I think so. I think it'll end up looking pretty good. Whether you guys agree or not. No, I hope you guys do agree, because you guys are the ones that have to watch the videos. I just have to make them. The key to like getting this up and having it look like somewhat good is making sure that all of the pieces are like taut so that they don't bow and hang out like that. So you'll see me like pulling it nice and taut while we install. We're learning as we go here. I think that's the coolest part about this whole process, is just kind of playing it by ear. You know, when things come with an instruction manual, it's kind of boring, right? So better to learn while doing the process. Measure, level. If you guys didn't know, you know, iPhones come with a built-in level. Is it perfect? No. Does it get you mostly level? Yes. Yeah, I'm kind of stoked on this. Again, it's not perfect, like it's not, you know, held in place down here at all, but we'll get some additional fasteners to just like hold it every here and there. It's not like anybody's gonna be coming over and, you know, tugging on this or pulling on it or, you know, trying to like put some weight on it at all. We just want it to look cool as a backdrop. And I think it is going to serve its purpose. Give me 1 sec, I'm gonna let the dog in. All right, let's get some more installed here. Rhino, be good. Hey, I said be good. Three more. Dos más. All right, that is that. It is completely up on the wall. Dog, what are you doing? Rhino, what are you doing? You goofball. I know everything is everywhere right now because I'm doing stuff, dog. Yeah, I'm doing stuff. I'm doing stuff, dude. Ow. You can't get zoomies in the garage. That's a box. You got the Pitbull zoomies? You got the Pitbull zoomies? You goof. Hey, those are mine. You don't have any toys out here, dude. Hey, no, drop it. Sit. Rhino, sit. Hey, Rhino, sit. High five. That's my boy. What do you think? Does the wall look good? You're a goof. What do you think? Does the wall look good? Yeah, it looks good. Ah. Are you showing off for the camera or what? I don't know what that was. That was just me playing with my dog. Well, we need to like kind of like rough these up a little bit, because I'm sure you guys can tell, like when I look at the back of the camera, I can tell like there's a hard cutoff of light right here, and over there gets darker, which I am going to have, like I said, those two, I think I'm going to do like hanging, like pendant lights, like lights hanging off of chains. It's like one hanging down and maybe like sitting like right here, one hanging down and maybe sitting like right here, so that they're like slightly offset, because the left one is always lower than the right one. Pause. But yeah. And then right here in the middle, I'm gonna cut that little gap out and put my like helmet and jacket hanger, so that I can have a helmet sit right here and my jacket sit right here, so that those are in the background for whenever I'm, over and just using that as a background for my video. I think it's gonna look really cool, guys. I am so fucking stoked. Oh, let's get the floor mat in. I'll be right back. So here is the floor mat. You guys have seen these all over like social medias and things like that. This one is by Motorcycle Pit Mat, but I'll get this down and it's gonna look so good. The bike sitting on this is gonna completely change the whole vibe of the garage. Guys, I'm so excited. This is gonna be so sick. If you do want a mat like this, again, motorcyclepitmat.com. Use my code. Code will be in the description. Also, just have a link to the website. But if you use my code, again, I get a little bit of kickback. Full disclosure on that. Oh, this looks so good. Let's see. Right there, right there. Yeah, this is gonna be slick. We're gonna want it just a little bit away from the wall, I think. It's like right there-ish. The edge is a little bit like rolled inward, so we'll just roll it backwards just to break that material memory. See, can you guys even see what I just put down? You can't. Son of a bitch. That is the mat. So if you can't tell, it's kind of like this like suede material. Obviously it's gonna get a little bit dirty over time, but that's okay. Completely bike themed, S1000RR, and that's me. Yeah, kind of like the BMW like performance font type deal. Let's get the bike on it. Let's see what this is roughly going to come together as. Obviously, we still have to put up the wood slats up top and on the sides, which that side we do have to trim back the foliage a little bit, just so that we can get the wood paneling all the way up the side. But that's okay. That'll be super easy. But let's get the bike on. Let's see what this looks like. I had a feeling that was gonna happen. Oh, how good does that look? I'm confident that this will come out looking good. You might not see the mat in every video, Maybe if I'm doing like boot reviews, things like that, demonstrating like how different boots interact with like foot pegs and brake controls and whatnot. But so far, this is turning out pretty slick. Next video being the wood pieces, the lighting, and then full on like studio setup and test of the space, and see how it's going to look in real time, like for future videos, like talking head videos, podcasts, things like that. So I will be right back after I get this stuff out of the way. That is it for this one. I am pretty stoked with how all of this turned out for right now. This entire time, this has just been in my noggin. Like this, I never did like proof of concept or anything. Like I just ordered the materials and kind of just pictured it in my head and assumed that it would look okay. I'm so happy with how it looks. I could have, you know, thrown it up in Photoshop and everything and done it that way to do a full mock-up. But this is, I am stoked with this. Like, let's just, bam. Guys, I'm super stoked with how this is turning out. This year is gonna be insane for content for me. So please, please, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button down below. I'm just starting out. I'm having a ton of fun. I want to take bikes and like the lifestyle that goes along with it and kind of bring you guys along through that journey, and just have the most fun that I possibly can. I'm extremely passionate about bikes themselves, the amount of like adrenaline and like dopamine that you can get from motorcycles and just the community you can build with it. And that's not just meaning like social media stuff. That means like friends and like really, really close people that you can rely on. You can get that through bikes, I promise. No matter where you live, I know some bike scenes are better than others, but no matter where you live, you can develop a close group of friends just through the common like enjoyment of motorcycles. Whether that be sport bikes, cruisers, stunt bikes, dirt bikes, mopeds, scooters, just have fun. You know, we're only here for so much time. Better to have a short life worth living than a long life spent in a miserable way. Who said that? Do you know who said that? Answer is in the description. But to get there, you gotta subscribe. I'm just kidding. No, you don't. But yeah, I love you guys. Next video, we are gonna install like the wood pieces that go along the side, as well as the pendant lights, and maybe paint that piece of bar. So yeah, stay tuned for the next garage upgrade series. It won't be the last one either. Like that's just this wall. We still got to deal with that. We got to deal with all of that, guys. This and this and this. There's a lot to do in this garage. Like that wall needs to be painted and everything. So we got a lot of work cut out for us. Yeah, subscribe. I love you guys. My name is Mike, Greenery. See ya in the next one. Deuces.